My cute and lovely Libras, this is your horoscope for 2025. Happy New Year. Welcome to 2025. I cannot believe how 2024 passed so fast. In a split second, it was already gone. Now, 2025, we're going to live in such a shifting year, in such an amazing period for all of us, for humanity, and for personally for each of us. Why? Because this is one in a lifetime year when all the planets change signs. It's like, experiencing all of a sudden shift in vibration of the universe, in vibration of Earth, our planet, and all other planets. Like, topic is totally changing. What we're thinking is totally changing. What we're doing and what's important in our lives also changing. And plus personally, your vibration is changing in a split second. It's crazy how 2025 will be the year, sort of, it will give you like a flashcard, like a trailer to the upcoming movie of the next 10 years or 20 or so. Because all these planets, like slow moving planets, like Neptune, Saturn, and Uranus, they all change signs. And this is like very rare event that they all change sign in the same year. And they are all slow moving planets. They affect us on a spiritual level, spiritual growth sort of level, subtle level. And they take like 10 to 15 years to change one sign. So you see how crazy is this? It's a once, like a lifetime chance to witness in 1 year all this energy shift from the planets, because it's not a coincidence when these planets, they shift in 1 year. It's very rare to experience. Also personal planets that affect us directly in our lives, like they are called personal because they are we feel their effects more, like in our lives, through events, through people, through situations. And those personal planets are Jupiter, Mercury, Venus, and Mars. They're all gonna retrograde, meaning slow down, their speed. And first 4 months of 2025 will be very slow, and it's not advisable, it's not a good time, like not a good period to start anything new, because all of them will overlap with their retrogrades, almost starting retrograding one after another, and sort of first 4 months will be sort of preparatory, kind of. There might be some world events going on, like something gonna happen and whole world, or like each of us will have to figure out what to do next. And this 4 months sort of sleeping time, waiting time, trying to regroup, like our thoughts, our actions, what we're gonna do next, and all the stuff. And the slow moving planets, those karmic planets, Uranus, Neptune, and Saturn, they will all give us preview of what's to come, as I said. Now, for you, my dear Libra, one of the biggest 2025 news will be eclipses. They are finally leaving your sign. Eclipses, they usually bring once in a lifetime event, big changes, like it's like a rocket ship of the universe. It takes us to the point of our destiny where we're meant to be. And it pushes us out of our comfort zone so that we go and chase, like go after our dreams and go exactly to that point where we like wanted to be all the time, but somehow we had all the time excuses. And universe is done with that, and it utilizes these eclipses in our life so that we finally move forward in that area of life where these eclipses are falling. For you guys, for the last a year and a half, it was your sign, my dear Libras, because eclipses, they happen because of lunar nodes. Now, lunar nodes, they are also called destiny nodes in astrology, and they take 1.5 years, roughly speaking, in pair of signs, because they are two. So one is north node, another one's south node. North node is where we headed, like it's our destiny. South node is our past. It's what we should release, what we should say leave behind, and it's a lost kind of node. And all the things happen according to the nodes, either go forward, either you should release something from your life, like make a space so that new thing will come, that north node will be working. Now, they take, as I said, 1.5 years in pair of signs, and in your case, it was you and Aries. Now, Libra and Aries, you both were heroes for the past 1.5 years. Your lives got transformed unrecognizably. sort of, when eclipses fall, because eclipses happen because of these lunar nodes, and when they fall in our sign, it's basically all our like area, whole our natal chart is affected. And it can be any part of our area will be like changing, shifting. Like in your case, south node was in your sign, my dear Libras, so a lot of things you left behind. Seems like, for example, you renewed your life, you began a new life in another country or with another person. I don't know, you got divorced, you are now totally new sort of a life starting there. For the last a year and a half, since July 2023, your when they were falling in your first house and in your seventh house, because Aries is your seventh house, like opposite, these lunar nodes, they always opposite to each other. That's why, like, these two signs that are opposite is affected. And for you, it was first and, seventh house. Sort of, it seems like you shed it, like your previous life. You left behind whole chapter of your life, sort of a big story there, and you left it behind. You came out new, you renewed yourself. You had to lose a lot of things. You had to say no to a lot of things, and also to release, leave behind, because south node was in your sign, transforming you, your values, because it's angular houses. First house and seventh house in astrology, it's called angular houses, and they are very sensitive. They are one of the main axes, like personal axis. This is seven and first and fourth and 10th. This is like a cross in the sky. It's very sensitive one, and it affects basically whole chart. On your north node, there were events and situations happening in terms of your marriage, in terms of your loved one and only. There were a lot of changes. A lot of Libras got married. A lot of Libras got divorced, depending on your situations. Eclipses come, universe works in a way that it comes and checks if everything's all right, if you're going right on your path like that you're supposed to go. If not, then it corrects. But when it corrects, we usually shocked, we usually don't like, we usually are not willing to change. But always need to remember one thing. Universe wants us like better life. That's why whatever is happening, whatever fell back in your life, whatever God destroyed, no need to be, disappointed or sad about it. Instead, something new opened up. It's always like that with eclipses. You need to close the door which is behind you, so that the door in front of you will open. First, you need to close that back door, and that from time to time can be painful. I can relate, but still, one thing to remember: have faith and believe that everything is for better. Whatever changed in your situation, especially in your marriage life. And seventh house is also about business. A lot of Libras changed their career, like they found, let's say, better job, a better paying job, or that industry where you wanted always work. For example, you finally got into that big corporation, as an example, or you signed that client. I don't know, you brought that client into your company that you always wished to bring, as an example, my dear Libra, so you can translate it out what's for you there. Now, these lunar nodes, these rocket ships, they are shifting into your 6th and 12th house. Now, that is service access, and it's more, let's say, easier, like relatively easier to experience it, because north node will be in your 6th house, south node will be in your 12th house. Now, 12th house is, by default itself, is a house of loss, house of past, house of something that you need to close, something that you need to finish, and south node is exactly that thing. And it's mathematical point that you need to release something. And again, for the next year and a half, starting from January 29th, because January 29th, 2025 will be that day when lunar nodes, they shift into your 6th and 12th house. Service access, it's as it says, like you will have to, a lot of Libras will decide to go into service, not necessarily like serving other people, but first of all yourself, like fighting with, let's say, some situations like daily issues or errands, not necessarily problems. Whatever will be there, you will have sort of that power and will to move forward, to go forward, because north node will be pushing you in your 6th house to go and achieve things in your daily life, to transform your routine also. Sixth house is about like health, eating habits. You might quite seriously take up sport as an example. You might start going to gym or doing any type of sport, or you might start eating differently, like healthy lifestyle, for example, like totally saying no to sugar as an example for the next a year and a half, and you might transform your body also. In general, you might recall back 18 years ago to 2007 and 2008. What was going on in your life back then? If you are like enough aged, if you're that age, you might think back to 2007 and 2008. Similar topics might happen because lunar nodes were exactly in the same position as they will be from January 29th onward for the next year and a half. It can be that, nothing is exactly same in our lives. So it will be just similar topics, like something about your health, maybe sport life, maybe your job also. In the next year and a half, a lot of Libras also will shift themselves to a better position, not necessarily like new job, but it's a possibility, but also like to a better position within the company. They might climb the, career ladder here, quite few times, let's say. For me, like I can give you my example. For example, when lunar nodes, they were in my 6th house and 12th house, like for you right now, going to be next a year and a half. North node in the 6th house, south node in the 12th house. My eating habits changed. I started doing yoga. I got very interested in yoga. I practiced it like daily, and also like because it was in my 12th house, south node, like houses of loss, I lost my grandmother. But I'm not like sad anymore. It's just for a reason there. I know that it happened, and I need to move forward, and that's it. So, if some things like this happen, also just one thing to remember: stay positive and move forward. Your north node is calling you, and that's your daily routine, job, all these things. And for you, it also could be like some similar topics here. And also people who work under you, like if you are a manager and you have a team, or even if you're like sitting with a baby at home, but you have a nanny as a helping, or someone helping you who you hired, or someone who cleans your house as an example, or apartment, those people who work for you also might change in the next a year and a half. Some things might be going on there. And also this is axis of health. Take good care about health. These eclipses will let you know if your well-being is on a positive side or it's downgraded. So, anyhow, upcoming eclipses will fall in your health house, and each of you guys might get to know actually what you are dealing with in terms of your well-being. Now let's look at these eclipses. We will have 4 eclipses in 2025, and let me tell you, all of them amazing except for the last one, which will be a bit of a bumpy, just tiny one bumpy, but there will be help. Now we will get back to the last eclipse, but let's start with the first. March 14th, we have lunar eclipse in your 12th house. Now this eclipse is amazing, sudden, positive surprises, full of surprises eclipse, which is happening in your 12th house. For you guys, it seems like you might actually, suddenly have an opportunity to travel far, to far lands, like, I don't know, somewhere across the ocean or to another continent. Very, very far. You might have this kind of chance. Some of you guys might, but this surprise will come also with responsibility somehow, because Saturn will be active there, and Uranus, because of the surprises. Seems like those responsibilities will be heavy. Sort of, even if you travel, it might be that you will, travel for work, or at the same time sort of having some responsibilities there. Now, or you might travel with someone, like with your father, as an example, but you will not so much enjoy the travel, let me tell you, because that person will be a bit of a, demanding and oppressive sort of kind of. Now, 12th house is also a house of everything private, everything behind the doors. And here you might have a surprise sort of project, a collaboration, or some offer to collaborate or work on something, but this will be, you will be preparing behind the door, sort of you You will not tell to anyone that this thing happened in your life, but that will be huge thing that can make you like some kind of a boss, or some kind of, you might work on a secret project which will impact like lots of people, or there's like heavy demands and also responsibility will be on your shoulders around this project. This kind of lunar eclipse might happen like secretly, not telling your colleagues or anyone else. Let's say. Now 12th house is also house of surgeries. Here, if there will be sort of some surprise kind of procedures that you need to be doing there, no need to be worried about it, because Uranus has your back. It's a positive one. Anyhow, seems like, or your situation might be that you will get diagnosed with something which was like urgent, but you were so on time, like you got so lucky, surprisingly lucky. So, there is like easy treatment to that. Something sort of like this might happen. So around this, lunar eclipse, 14th of March, you will need to, a little bit make a space in your schedule for whatever surprises that this Uranus lunar eclipse might throw. Now, March 29th, we have second eclipse, which will happen in your 7th house, which is solar eclipse. Amazing one, superb one. Now, 7th house is all about love, is all about committed relationships, and it's our marriage life, like your husband, wife, or someone who you with long-term relationship. And here, a lot of Libras might actually get married or get proposed, or you might yourself propose, or you might simply take your relationship a step further, like to moving in together, or to, I don't know, how to say, to relocate somewhere together, or to take it more to serious level, being I don't know, boyfriend and girlfriend, I don't know, something like this, which will deepen your bond, because this is very amazing, like amazing eclipse. That's why it's a positive one. Or if you're single, you will have a chance to meet your one and only, my dear Libras, around this March 29. Now, for some of you guys, it will be totally about business, like business relationship. You will have an opportunity to collaborate with someone special, which you will be very happy about. And you might also have an opportunity to work on some, like maybe to have a contract to sign with some other company. Could be job offer, or could be someone with whom you always wanted to work, and you will be signing some important paper here, and you will be extremely happy about this. And 7th house is also a house of lawsuits, and here, if you are involved in lawsuit, it seems like you're gonna win, my dear Libras. You are winning here. You might hear something like very good news around your lawsuit around these dates, and also it's like sort of winning against your enemies, because 7th house is also open enemies that we know face to face. Third eclipse, September 7. Now, September is by far the best month of 2025, my dear Libras. Whatever you're planning for your 2025, if it's possible, postpone it until September, because you will not regret, if you do so, because September is amazing, full of like positive energies, vibrations month. And it starts also with eclipse, lunar eclipse in your house of work. September 7th, perfect, stellar eclipse. At this eclipse, Pluto, Uranus, and Neptune, they're like angels. They're like heavy, slow-moving planets. They will form amazing connection between each other, and they will be at 1 degree in their own signs. It seems like, this trio, this is very rare aspect, and I'm so happy that we are here to witness this aspect, because it takes, I don't know, 1 in a million chance for these three to come at 1 degree in their signs, because all of them, they move slow. One of them like 7 years, another one takes 14 years, another one 15 to, I don't know, 20 years. So just imagine how, like, to make this trio happen to be that they are at 1 degree in different signs and making amazing aspects to each other, like collaborating with each other. This is super rare, and it's amazing. It's going to happen around this lunar eclipse in September, and whole September will be colored with their communication there, with this trio communication. Now it's happening in your 6th house. And again, my dear Libras, you sort of climbing your career ladder, seems like. You will have a stellar chance to find for yourself a better job with better salary, or Two, you might get a promotion around this, once in a lifetime promotion, not just a promotion, but something which is huge, something which is very positive and that you've never actually dreamed of, and it might be as a huge positive surprise also. Now, sixth house about health. For those of you who've been struggling, I don't know, with issues around your well-being or some sort of disease, then this lunar eclipse has the power to bring you happy news that you are all well and everything is perfect around this lunar eclipse. Now, sixth house is also a house of actually like hardships, some sort of daily life, like routine. And here something is transforming. Whatever hardship like you had within your daily routine, whether it's like taking care for your kids or trying to support your family, all those problems, like solving problems, house might get like miraculously solved. Actually, some sort of resort might come here, resolution might be there on the table, and you might take up that chance. And the last one, we have a solar eclipse in September 21st. Now, this one will have Saturn and Neptune oppose this solar eclipse in your 12th house. But as I said, Pluto, Uranus, and Neptune at 1 degree, that trio will be helping you during this solar eclipse. So no worries, your back is covered, my dear Libras. And 12th house is all about surgeries again. If you're gonna have some surgery here, no worries on that. And 12th house is about travel and also about that secret project that you've been doing or you like since the beginning of the year until September. Around this solar eclipse, it might also come to light, or you might finish that project, let's say, at this solar eclipse, whatever you've been doing in hiding from everyone else. 12 house is also something like private, your privacy issues might be here forefront because Saturn will be opposing that eclipse, and it might be about privacy too. Now, let's talk about luck. Where is your luck in 2025? Now, Jupiter, planet of luck and abundance, also changes sign on June 9th. But before like this date, first 6 months of 2025, this luck will be occupying your 9th house. The 9th house is all about travels, all about widening, let's say, your belief, your hunger for more, to see more, to travel more, to learn more, and also to know more and search for life meaning, and Jupiter is making it bigger and bigger because whatever Jupiter touch, it makes it huge. Now, Jupiter naturally rules your 3rd house. That is the house of communication, languages, also like, communicating over social media, internet, telephone, I don't know, computer. And for you, it seems like you will be busy since you are busy since last year with your social media presence. As an example, you might have started, let's say, social media page. If not, then you will still have 6 months to do so, and it seems like you will do so. But just don't start it until, I don't know, mid of April, as I said, because we have all the planets retrograding there. Until June, you still have plenty of time, and it's Jupiter in your 9th house. It's sort of broadening, sort of you might have like traveling and also continue travel for the next 6 months every now and then to see new countries, new people, other like cultures, let's say, different languages, experience different languages. Some of you guys might learn a foreign language, go to courses and start learning a foreign language or speak a different language. Or some of you guys might actually migrate, like move somewhere else. You might get busy with those papers, documents of immigration, relocation, I don't know, citizenship. While Jupiter is in your 9th house, you have actually amazing chances to get your citizenship approved, like getting your passport, new passport of a new country, as an example, or residence permits, like temporary permits, whatever related to travel documents. Same to legal documents, you will have stellar chances in your legal arena. If you are in a lawsuit or just in this business, like in this professional area, you will be a star there because Jupiter will make you shine within your professional area. And especially if you're a teacher also, like a mentor, This is a house of teachers and mentors, also like teaching a lot of people, especially if you're in university, like a professor or someone that it seems like your influence will be bigger and bigger as someone who has wisdom, someone who teaches. And ninth house is also a house of publishing book. Some of you guys might publish book, not even one, but even two. And it seems like you are in a big luck to have to find suitable publishing house and editors. Everything seems like goes very well with this Jupiter in your ninth house. And your book might become a bestseller also. Have a great chances there. Now, for those of you who want to get second time married, because ninth house is marriage, second time marriage house, again, here you will have luck too. Seems like you might meet, someone who will become important to you, especially those of you who are already been married before, let's say. Now, it's also exams house, education house. Now, again, those Libras who are in studies or wish to study, you are in a huge luck of first 6 months, my dear Libra. So apply to universities. You have a big chance to get admissions, to get scholarships, and also to pass all the exams if you're already, let's say, studying and been hoping to pass sort of difficult exams. This is your time. Now, after June, Jupiter goes into your 10th house. Now, this is amazing placement to have Jupiter, because 10th house is all about career. Is the highest house in our chart, where everyone listens to us, everyone respects us, our reputation grows, sort of, and Jupiter is a planet of luck and abundance. Seems like your world becoming more prosperous and more heavier and reaching millions of people, my dear Libras, because Jupiter in 10th house, it's amazing. It's stellar. Now, you might recall back to 12 years ago, back to 2013, what was going on in your life. If you are at that age, you might think back and, nothing is similar, but still topics could be, nothing is the same, but topics can be similar, like very similar to each other. Like, for example, because 10th house is also about social status, like getting married or being single, being